Skibidi wapapa. Skibidi wapapapa. Skibidi wap hero in making. We are making heroes now then. Until not so very long ago, you were but one of the many adventurers seeking to make their way into Eorzea. But for your character and courage, you were raised to the esteemed post of envoy. Thereafter you traveled the realm, aiding those in need without thought of reward, confirming to Yustola that the Scions would benefit from your aid. And no sooner had you joined us than you personally bested the Primal Ifrit. You have achieved a great deal in a short time, and won fame in doing so. Alas, fame does not come without a price. You will soon discover. We have guests, Ryusei. Or rather, you have guests. What the fuck is it? Beg pardons? Ah, Lady Minfilia, radiant as always. I am given to understand that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have but recently welcomed a new hero in their midst. I am here on behalf of the Maelstrom, Grand Company of Limsa Lominsa, to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. As you can see, Ryusei, your recent exploit have garnered the attention of the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Each organization would have Ifrit's bane for its own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. They would not ordinarily go to such lengths to enlist a new recruit. That they have is efficient evidence of evidence of their high regard for you. I find myself wondering how word of Ryusei's deed spread so quickly. That the immortal flame should know of his triumph is to be expected, but what of the other ground companies? Your reputation precedes you, Master Lucem. It is no ordinary man who can face a primal and emerge the victor. The Order of the Twin Adder has need of violent men such as you. Join your strengths to ours, friend, and together let us ensure that peace ever reigns over the Twelveswood. What a pleasure it is to finally meet you, Master Lucem. My comrades speak of you in the most glowing terms. A man of your talent belongs with the Mortal Flames. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us secure a prosperous future for Uda. The Admiral was not exaggerating when she said you have the look of a hero. Full often does she speak of you, my friend. As do many others in Limsa. Long before the rest of Eorzea took note, your name was well known to us, owing to your valorous deeds on behalf of our citizens. It is only natural that we should want you to offer the Maelstrom. Join your strengths to ours, and together let us see the grand vessel of Limsa Lominsa to the shores of glory. Lady Minfilia? Very well. Though I am quite sure you need no reminding, mayhap a brief summary of the situation would help to clarify your thoughts on this matter. As you know, the Grand Companies are all-encompassing organizations empowered to call upon the martial, economic and technology resources of their respective city-states in times of strife. There are presently 3 such organizations in Eorzea: the Maelstrom of Limsa Lominsa, the Order of the Twin Adder of Cridania, and the Immortal Flames of Uda. Serving a Grand Company means serving the nation to which it belongs. You will be charged with its defense and tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you will be furnished with various rewards, some of which may well prove useful to you in your other endeavors. You are... Ow, my fucking... minha canela. If you are agonizing over which of the Grand Companies best deserve your loyalty, be at ease. The commitment you make this day is not to be permanent. Should you wish to shift your alliance at a later date, you are entitled to do so. And yet, I concede that is no small choice you face. A thought occurs to me. You will of course recall that 3 city-states are planning to hold a Remember service. Well, as a part of the proceedings, I am given to understand that the leader of each grand company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought help you to make an informed decision. What say you, my dear officers? A fine suggestion. You are as wise as you are beautiful, my lady. Oh my god, they are trying to raise my Very well, after you say, hear our leaders speak, then return here with a decision. We eagerly await your answer. Get off. I know full well that adventurers are by their nature a liberty-loving breed, and not best suited to discipline of military service, but I strongly urge you to join a grand company nonetheless. While the promise of reward is enticing itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed of great power, you say, and with it you are capable of doing untold good. Yet know that great power is wont to attract attention, not all of it friendly. There will be those who wish you ill, and you must needs to be on the lookout for them. Yet, however vigilant you are but one man. In the midst of the grand company, however, you will be one man amongst many, a friend amongst many. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining one of the organizations need not mean leaving another. I hope that we can continue to rely upon your aid. The 12 know that we'll have need of it in the days ahead. The grand companies seek to protect their own nations. We Scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Eorzea as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now then, I expect that you will be afield more often in the future. As such, I would have you to carry this link pair with you at all times, to allow us to stay in touch regardless of location. Alright, we have like a cell phone now. Yours is changing, we'll say, and you have the power to help to shape it anew. None can say what the morrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is naught we cannot achieve. Now, it is time you made ready for your journey. Before you depart, be sure to speak to Tataru. She will apprise you as to where and when Remember servers are due to take place. Okay. Gotta speak to Tataru. That was a lot of talk. Got some stuff to deal with. That's crazy. Sup, Tataru? I'm sorry about all the attention you're getting, Ryusei. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly and often to a few too many people. Next time I'll be sure to hold my tongue, literally if necessary. Anyway, I expect you to know where and when the remembrance services are taking place. If all goes to plan, Gridania's Grand Company, the Order of the Twin Adder, will hold the first of 3 services. An Elder Seed Seer Kanasena will deliver her address at the Miketa Amphitheater. I should probably mention at this point that due to the organizational challenges involved in assembling all of the involvement parts, it's possible that the order of the services might change. Still, there is not much we can do about that, so make Gridania your first port of call. Next, you'll need to go to Yuda, where the Flame General Rabban Aldwin will be addressing the masses at the Royal Promenade. Oh, and it's rumored there is going to be a special guest. How exciting. Last but not least, you must make your way into Stair Room in Limsa Lominsa, where the males from Chief Admiral Melrip Blowfish will give her address. The room is accessible via Admiral's lift. Attend yourself to the sentry's tile, and he will admit you. Got all that? Well, off you go then. I hope you'll find the remembrance services suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city stays in my prescribed order, though. With your record of impeccable timing and luck, the schedule may well change in favor of preferred travels. Very well. Alright. She gave me like a specific order here. Let's go to the Black Shroud first, like she said. I don't know. I kinda wanna leave Hilda for last. Because I have the return. What's this? I have to do that one. The amphitheater is here. There you go. It is night, though.
I lost my son to the calamity.
The 3 Seed Seers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body.
Has this ever had voice acting? I'm not sure.
Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood. Fearful of the Green Wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hyur and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seed Seer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hyur and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves. Though when the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat. "5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity."
Yeah.
The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters.
Time was a man could walk
pox
the
on that
high
bloody
roads without
XIV.
fear.
You're right
On
next to
this
Betty,
day,
man.
5 years ago,
I'm
countless
sorry.
Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity, we must think of the children.
Woods will be done.
It's
What
up to
the
us to
fuck?
protect the
All
forest.
the elementals!
It was all so good until that point. The other Sid's here is so hot though. I can't believe it. Fuck. I don't know. Shit triggers me. I know I shouldn't be talking this kind of shit, but goddamn. Fuck. Goddamn.
If you'll permit me, Alfie no. And my sister, Alize, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
Alright. You have a weird voice. I don't like your voice at all. Oh. The Gridanians are unfortunate enough to have to contend with two beast tribes. The Ixo are unquestionably the more troublesome, being of a natural warlike disposition, and one summon their bloodthirst primal Garuda. The Sylphs by contrast are peaceful in nature, being mischievous rather than malevolent, and have long been on friendly terms with the Gridanians, until recently at least. Alas, they have grown aloof. A change observed at roughly the time they summoned the primal Ramu. The Gridanians have no love for war, and they consider open conflict a last resort. Though they clash with the Ixal ever more regularly, you may be assured that they do so in self-defense. As for the Sylphs, they are as yet bound by a peace treaty, though one wonders how long it will be before it is broken. The Twelveswood was grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving Gridania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring the wood, and thereby to the power of the elementals, will put an end to their woes. Yet how long will it take? Centuries, I'd wager. Meanwhile, the Ixal will continue their incursions, spurred on by Garuda and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether the Gridanians like it or not, sooner or later it will come to an all-out war. And when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might be the aid of a capable adventurer to prove to them, then? Uh-huh. Yeah, let's go to Limsa now. I don't really care for this schedule. Like, obviously we can go whenever we want, the time we want, like, what the hell. I skip directly to the point where we reach the sergeant here towards to attend to the stateroom. Yeah, I did that. For us, boys. For you.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's
I'm
sunk
pretty
beyond
sure
the
this wasn't
seabed.
dubbed before. I don't know why. It's weird. Mary Blowfish.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride.
Yeah, that was really bad.
700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Can I put this on auto? Let's go. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. These ones I'll go on auto. Yeah. You can go. You can... Okay, I had to click something, I think. Aha! Yeah, I don't have to click it anymore, so I can't screw it up.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
Mm-hmm.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom standard, and our grand company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilfir's bloody executioners, and together we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage, yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Press F. Everybody press F right now.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin
bastards.
have risen?
While the mines of Ogomero spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now the curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the Calamity has reopened twixt Pirate and Maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves till sea swallows all.
Long live the Admiral!
Admiral Melvin!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass?
I'll follow ye to the seven hells, Admiral!
Where's me what?
Fancy meeting you again.
Yeah, Alfinot. Fancy. Oh, I have to stop this. As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Limsa Lominsa is plagued by two beast tribes. The first are the fish-like Sahag and worshippers of the primal Leviathan. The second are the kobolds, who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal titan for their god. As if the beast tribe's presence weren't troublesome enough, the Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right in Limsa Lominsa's backyard. And that is to say, not of the internal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feuds between the various factions, and while they fight among themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. If the Lominsans are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must set aside, and the primal threat dealt with once for all. To this end, I expect that they will soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom standard will be drenched deeper than shade of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to their crew is beyond question. What will you say with the Admiral? Will us? Who knows? Who will know that? Gotta stay here, is that it? Base. There we go.
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanamo herself!
And Reborn as well!
Oh. Let's go. Miss Barrett. Oh, she's not gonna parrot this
Hark,
time.
you souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore. Hurrah! Reborn! Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold. Where by the grace and glory of Naldal have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ul'dah!
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Yep.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden, and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Uldar stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you. Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Uldar, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Uldar. As Uldar prospers, so shall her people.
Ya for Uldar!
Together we are one.
Your Grace.
Reborn?
Oh, there she comes. Oh my god. It is the parrot speech.
People of Uldar, I, Nanimo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Uldar.
Maybe this was the
Yet those who measured that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Uldar lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Uldar, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the inferno, for we are, by fire, reborn!
Oh my god, here we go.
Forsooth!
The time is now!
Fancy meeting you again.
These side dubs are just so crazy. The Eldans have a long history of conflict with the Almashah, the beast tribe that worships the primal Ifrit. Judging by your look of this state, I take it you have encountered them. The Eldans do not shy from confrontation. If aught threatens their precious prosperity, they will seek to crush it. So have they dealt with Ifrit thus far, smothering his flames each time he is thrown to life. Yet he is but one of several problems. Though they have been quiet these past 5 years, the Guardians have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves, and Ul'dah has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultanate's coffers are bottomless, and even assuming they had the coin, resources will ever be finite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. It has been observed that the Almujar summoning him with the ever-increasing frequency. Every time they do so, the Ul'dah send their forces to smite the Primal, and though they have invariably succeed, each victory is bought with blood. It is a war of attrition which they cannot well sustain. Small wonder then that the Immortal Flames are eager to recruit more members. At such a desperate hour, an adventure of your experience would be a most welcome addition to their ranks. Oh, the pearl? Ryusei, this is Minfilia. You are well, I hope. Would I be correct in thinking that the final Remember service has now concluded? A moment ago, you say? What a coincidence. Just an aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies. Well, delighted though we are to have them here at Awakened Sands, it would not do keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back. Alright. I have made my decision already, and I think it's not even hard to decide, because if you have played Heavensward, maybe not till the end, you don't even need to play it to the end, but just the first half of it, there isn't really any question of which character out of the three stands out for you. So I just even though I identify myself better with the Gridanian way of thinking, there is just one of the other two companies that I can't help but love, just because I love the leader of them. Welcome back, Ryusei. Were the Grand Company leaders' wars illuminating as you had hoped? Hi, each nation is besieged with problems. I trust you see why your services are in such demand. Would that there were more of you, Ryusei. But you must be tired from your journey. Why don't you rest a while and take a moment to reflect on your decision? Once your mind is made up, pray give the company's officers your answer. There we go. And what is that?
The gods only know what grand company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies, as though the Calamity and Seventh Umbral era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alize, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
That's true.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience.
That's not what is happening, though. It's really, you're just
There must
butthurt.
be another way to cure what ails this world, and I mean to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady!
We are to escort you!
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.